Welcome in everybody to Bayhawks pregame. I'm David Cardozo here on a sophomore night as the Bristol Bayhawks women just played Massasoit Community College, losing 89 to 29. And now the Bristol Community College men, they are in their home finale, or their second to home finale, sophomore night. And our sophomores will be honored: Dion Hazard, Braylon Johnson, and Nelson D. Carvalho for Brian Fernandes' squad. The rest are freshmen. The future is bright for Bristol. And we're going to send it down to PA announcer / athletic director / head women's soccer coach of the Region 21 champions, Bristol Community College Bayhawks. Phenomenal season, had to point that out, and we're going to get ready for our sophomore celebration and the starting lineup for tonight's game between these two Route 24 rivals. Let's send it down to courtside.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bristol's Taunton Center Campus Gymnasium for tonight's Region 21 men's basketball game featuring the visiting Warriors from Massasoit Community College and your Bristol Bayhawks. Tonight is a special night for the Bristol men's basketball program, along with Brian Fernandes and the entire Bristol community, as we recognize and thank Bristol's 3 graduating sophomores, Elijah Rodriguez, Nelson D. Carvalho, and Dion Hazard Jr. Our first sophomore from New Bedford, Massachusetts, Elijah Rodriguez. A 2-year player, Elijah was part of last season's nationally ranked team. Elijah's career high came during last season's regional playoff game where he scored 16 points at CCRI. Elijah has already earned his associate's degree and holds an impressive 3.8 grade point average. Elijah will be remembered for being a great student athlete and supportive teammate on and off the court. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of applause for number 22, Elijah Rodriguez. Our next sophomore from Fall River, Massachusetts is Nelson D. Carvalho. A mid-season walk-on for last year's nationally ranked team, Nelson quickly became one of the team's most versatile defenders. Multiple times, Nelson was asked to guard the opposing team's best scorers with the game on the line. Nelson showed the ability to score as well, highlighted by his career-high 14 points in this past Tuesday's game. Nelson will be remembered for his work ethic and being a great two-way player. Ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for number 20, Nelson D. Carvalho. Our final sophomore from East Providence, Rhode Island, Dion Hazard Jr. The leading scorer for the Bayhawks, Dion has now scored over 800 points during the past 2 seasons. Dion was on the all-region team last year, where he averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals per game. Bristol's last season's playoff win was led by Dion's 24 points. Dion's career high was 36 points versus CCRI. Dion has already earned his associate's degree and holds a grade point average of 2.9. Dion will now go down as one of the best guards in the history of the Bristol Bayhawk men's basketball program. Ladies and gentlemen, number 3, Dion Hazard Jr. And now for tonight's starting lineup, first for the visiting Warriors. A sophomore, guard from Brockton, Massachusetts, number 3, Noah Olaru. A sophomore forward from Rainham, Massachusetts, number 5, Clayton Leonard. A freshman guard from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, number 12, John McLaren. A sophomore forward from Brockton, Massachusetts, number 22, Isaac Lane. And a sophomore forward from Taunton, Massachusetts, number 23, Isaiah Selden. The head coach for Massasoit, Jim Stapleton. And now, let's meet the starters for your Bristol Bayhawks. A sophomore guard from East Providence, Rhode Island, number 3, Dion Hazard Jr. A freshman guard from Providence, Rhode Island, number 11, Jaden DeLomba. A freshman forward from Westport, Massachusetts, number 13, Aiden Rock. A sophomore forward from Fall River, Massachusetts, number 20, Nelson DiCarvalho. And a sophomore guard from New Bedford, Massachusetts, number 22, Elijah Rodriguez. The head coach for the Bayhawks, Brian Fernandez.
FRC Media presents Bayhawks basketball. Welcome everybody to the Taunton Center here in Taunton, Massachusetts, the home of your Bristol Community College Bayhawks. As we get underway here for this Route 24 rivalry. These two long rivals that have had so many amazing matchups, so many amazing moments. Three-pointer by McLaren out the top, and he sinks it. And he gives the three-point symbol. And just like that, the Warriors have a three-point lead. I want to welcome in our live stream audience on our YouTube platform for Bristol Community College Bayhawks Athletics. Bayhawks basketball. Sophomores being honored. There's Eliza Rodriguez. Misses a jumper from the elbow area. Jumper by McLaren. In the paint, can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Rodriguez. Jana DeLubba and Dion Hazard in the backcourt with Rodriguez. In the front court, it's Aiden Rock. Going to the basket is number Deuce Deuce. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by John McLaren. With the basketball right now, Noah Alawu, sophomore from Brockton, Massachusetts. Alawu gets it to number 23 on the baseline, loses it. Nelson DiCarvalho, heads up play, up to Hazard. No foul called. Going back the other way, 2-on-1, alley-oop pass. The alley-oop pass of number 5, Clayton Leonard, to number 22, Isaac Lane. Very, very athletic play by Isaac Lane. DeLumba, step back, jumper, short. Rebounded by the Warriors. McLaren pulls it up and over the basket. And that goes out of bounds. Warriors with a quick 5-0 lead, 5-0 lead here. So Bristol Bayhawks, their postseason hopes are clinging to a thread. They need a victory here tonight. Bayhawks coming off a loss Tuesday against Quinsigamon. The Wyverns came up for Worcester on Tuesday night and had a 10-point win. Aiden Rock went out of that game in foul trouble, fouled out of that game, and Bristol couldn't hold on. First free throw was good by Dion Hazard. Again, Hazard, one of the sensational sophomores, being honored here tonight on Sophomore Appreciation Night, sophomore night. Much heralded this time of year, and Hazard gets both free throws to go. And for you that don't know, this is Hazard County, and Dion Hazard. I was talking to Coach Brian Fernandez. We're talking about Dion Hazard. He's such a good player. Been a big part of this team for 2 years. He's averaging 18 points a game. And we have a timeout on the floor. Coach Jim Stapleton calls his troops over. And it's 7-2 in the early going. The Warriors have the lead. And we'll take a break here on FRC Media, home of the Bayhawks. Isaac Lane will inbound near half court. Gets it to his backcourt teammate Clayton Leonard. Number 23 to a cutting McLaren. Isaac Sheldon with the pass to McLaren, cutting to the basket. McLaren has 5 in the early going. Aiden Rock dumps off to DiCarvalho, and they're going to call Hazard for a travel. When these two teams get together, it's definitely a very, very spirited, very intense atmosphere between these two Route 24 rivals, Brockton, Fall River. Alawu gets it back underneath to number 5, Clayton Leonard. Nice pass. And Clayton Leonard redeems himself after that last miss. Elijah Rodriguez, short jumper, no good. Hazard went up high for it, couldn't hold on to it. They get the ball in the corner. Nice fake, taking it to the hole with a left hand. Number 22, Isaac Lane in the lane. DeLumba. His team down 13-2. Nelson DiCarvalho, step back. No good. McLaren, nice bounce pass in the open corner, the slam. Slam and jam, number 22, Isaac Lane. Slamming it in the lane again. Crossing over, Hazard. Loses the basketball. McLaren, look at this guy. Loses the basketball, though. DiCarvalho up to Aiden Rock. Rock. Errant bounce pass to Dion Hazard. Going back to the lane. Isaac Lane lays it in. No, this time, I'm sorry, Clayton Leonard. And Coach Brian Fernandez needs a timeout. We'll take a timeout here as well. 17-2, 15-22 to play here in the first half, and we'll be right back here on FRC Media, your Bayhawks broadcasting network. All right, we're back to the Taunton Center. Bayhawks with the basketball, trailing by 15. They need a shot in the arm or the butt. I talked to Coach Brian Fernandez prior to the game. He says, we're undermanned. We only have 2 people on our bench. We have 7 players. Hazard goes to the rack. And they're going to call a blocking. They do call a blocking foul. So count the basket. And Dion Hazard. And I believe they called that foul on McLaren. I seen a 2 and a 1. So 17-4, and Hazard will try to complete the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. He knocks it down. So that's a big bucket. And Bristol trying to hang around in this thing, trailing by 12. Again, Bristol desperately hanging on to their postseason hopes. They need a win tonight to keep their postseason hopes alive. Nice pass by number 22, getting it into Isaac Sheldon. Nice pass by Isaac Lane. Stanley Ure crosses over. Quick as a bee. Misses. Rebounded by Hazard. Massasoit wants to travel, but it's going to be another foul, and it's going to be another foul on McLaren. 3 team fouls for Massasoit. Being trapped in the corner is Hazard. Hazard getting out of that Hazard. 12 on the shot clock. Here's Ure. Ure. Oh, nice little move there. And gets the bounce. Stanley Yu. 19-7. McLaren flashes high, kicks it to Mr. 2-3. Alawu. 12 on the shot clock. The spin in the lane. Nice defensive play by Aiden Rock, ripping it away. DeLumba. DeLumba gets it into the paint, drops it off to Hazard. Good job. Nice job by Jaden DeLumba leading the break, and the nice pass. Nice drop off to Dion Hazard, who puts it up with the left. 19-9, 13:40 to play. Step back. Jumper's no good by Clayton Leonard. Hazard gets that ball intercepted back by Leonard. Leonard, and the referee's going to call a jump. Referee's going to call, and that's going to be a possession arrow favor of the Bayhawks. So good defensive play there. Again, I was talking to Coach Brian Fernandez. He said we're only playing. We get a couple injuries. We get a couple players ineligible. Nice pass underneath DeLumba, and Hazard will draw the foul. And another foul by Massasoit. Anyways, moral of the story, Coach Fernandez said that we're gonna have fun tonight. We're gonna hustle. We're gonna play hard. But he said we're still clinging on hope to a spot in the Region 21 tournament. Bristol with 10 wins on the season. Been kind of a down year after making it to the semifinals last year. That free throw's good. And Bristol's kind of clawed back into this thing. They were down 17-2. Now it's 19-10. So Bristol on an 8-2 run. I think we get a shot clock issue here. We have a substitution. Number 5, Clayton Leonard will go out. Number 14 will replace him. Yeah, number 14 is in the game, Wes James from Middleborough, Massachusetts. Here's McLaren. Crossing over, losing the basketball. Good hands there. Stanley Ure, I believe, got a hand on it. Massasoit sets up on the baseline underneath their own basket. Wes James gets it back up to Alawu. In the corner, McLaren. McLaren goes baseline, cuts to the middle, and lays it in. Nice little crossover move to get into the paint and lay it in. McLaren showing his all-around game. Looks very polished. Here's DeLumba. Oh, DeLumba found DiCarlo. And I'm not sure what the call was. Bristol turns the ball over, though. Ooh, in the post. Number 25, the big man, falls to the floor. Both teams wrestling for it. And we have another jump ball. This time it will stay Massasoit basketball. Again, how you doing, everybody? I'm David Cardoza. Nice to have everybody with us on this Thursday night, sophomore night, where your Bayhawks need a victory to keep their hopes alive. They also need help because right now they find themselves out of the tournament, Region 21 tournament picture. Number 25, Charles Bembury. And Charles Bembury hails from Fall River, Massachusetts. Went to Diamond Regional Vocational High School, right there in Fall River. Goes to Massasoit, another trader. Free throw is short. So Charles Bembury, the center, coming off the bench. He's a sophomore. Second free throw. Gets the bounce, gets the lucky bounce. 22-10. So Bristol, much like their women counterparts, they need to not have those unforced turnovers. Can't turn the ball over against a good team like Massasoit. Ure kicks it into the corner. Nelson D can't hit the three. Rebounded by DeLumba. Aiden Rock, and they're going to call him for an offensive. And I'll tell you what, I've seen that the whole way. Once Aiden Rock likes to get physical, but he leaned that shoulder into the defender, and that's an offensive foul. 12 minutes to play, first half. Down 12. Bayhawks match it up man-to-man. And they're underman. Ooh, driving to the hole, getting physical. Rebounded by Bembury off the miss. And he wills that one home. Off the miss by Isaac Lane. And we have another foul call on Massasoit. And this time it's going to be on number 3, Noah Alawu. He's a sophomore. A lot of experience on this Brockton team. They have a lot of sophomores. Ure, nice pass underneath to DeLumba. DeLumba lays it home, and it's a 12-point lead again. Here's Alawu. Trying to get to the cup. And that's going to be off Bristol. Number 22 will inbound. Gets it to Alawu. Back out to James. James going baseline. Reverse layup. It's up and in. So off the bench, Wes James, who is a freshman. And DeLumba can't get it to fall. DiCarlo finds Hazard at the elbow. Kicks it back up to Stanley Yu. Stanley Yu can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Isaac Lane. And now here's Alawu. The shot by McLaren is no good. Here come the Bayhawks. Nice pass by DeLumba. Nice little skip bounce pass, which found home. But back on the other end and laying it in is Lane. Got to get back on defense. DeLumba drives and kicks. Oh! Drives in the lane and finds a cutting Nelson DiCarlo, who will draw the foul. He'll go to the free throw line. And that's 16 fouls, one more, and Bristol will be in the bonus. Shooting one-on-ones. That's 16 fouls for the Warriors. Of course, the Warriors in their All navy blue with the white, and of course your Bayhawks in their traditional white uniforms with the green. If you're just joining us, well, if you're just joining us, you know what time it is. You know who you're watching. DiCarvalho misses the first free throw. Approaching that halfway mark of the first half. Nelson DiCarvalho, one of the 4 sophomores being honored and appreciated. Again, Nelson DiCarvalho walked on as a freshman last year. Got some burn, definitely a good hustler. And he's really picked up his offensive game. Oh, nice little underhand dish to a cutting Ure, and those two need to work together. That backcourt of Hazard and Ure. They can definitely get Bristol back into it. Aliwu thought about it. Number 5, swooping to the hoop and gets it in. Clayton Leonard with a nice drive to the basket. 30-17. Three-pointer in the corner. DiCarvalho! Nelson D, 4-3. He's really improved on his shooting range. Three-pointer by Double Deuce. No good. Loose basketball, and DiCarvalho comes away with it. Ure drives, and he's going to get fouled on the drive, and that's going to put Bristol in the bonus. Massasoit is now in the penalty. That's their 7th team foul. Bristol has only 2 with 9:04 to play here in the first half. Dave Cardoza and Steve Reese, we're here. We hope you're here. We're getting it done. Hard to believe basketball season is winding down. But like I said before, that just means spring is here. Second free throw. Both free throws are good by Ure, and Bristol, after trailing by 15, they find themselves within single digits. They're down 8 now. Leonard tried to get it to James, and then we have a foul. Let's see who they call it on. They're going to call it on Hayden Caton. Hayden Caton in the game. Number 4. Oh, inbound pass. Errant pass. DeLumba goes to the rack. Ooh. Can't quite make the lay-in. That would have pulled Bristol within 6. McLaren gets it to James. James back out to 22. Spinning in the lane. Nice left-hand lay-in by Isaac Lane. 8.5 to go. First half. DeLumba. The jumper. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Clayton Leonard. And now Aliwu. Good switch by Bristol. Three-point shot. No good. Offensive rebounded by the Warriors. Three-pointer again by Leonard. And he can't connect on both shots. Hazard. Caton. Three-pointer. Looked like he might have traveled too. He got away with one there, but he misses the shot nonetheless. Here's Noah Aliwu. He seems to be the floor general for this Warriors team. Isaac Lane. The jumper is short. Tracking it down is DeLumba. This guy rebounds just as good as any guard and reads at 21. So not sure what the call is, but Bristol's going to keep the basketball. Oh, nice pass. Nice job of getting position is Dion Hazard. And a good pass by DeLumba on the inbound pass. Lane drives into the lane, and that's what he does best. I'm sorry, that's Clayton Leonard. Either way, both of those guys. Ooh, DiCarvalho for three. Coming off, rebounded by Wes James. Here's Alawu. Alawu gets it to the lane. Nice dish back to James. And I believe he's going to be fouled by DeLumba. That's going to be his second foul, I believe. 14 fouls now for the Bayhawks. I believe that was on DeLumba. Looked like he came over the back on. Looked like he came from behind with the push. And Wes James smoothly sinks that first free throw. Substitution. Number 5, Clayton Leonard will go out. Number 15, seeing his first action. Number 15, Major Childs, another sophomore. 1, 2, 3. Both free throws made by Wes James. Back to a 12-point lead for the Warriors. Caton's pass gets knocked out of bounds by James. It will remain Bristol basketball. They'll get the ball underneath their own basket. Jaden DeLumba. Kick to the corner. And now out to Ure. God, they need Ure to take the ball to the basket. Hayden Caton, the three-pointer, short. Ooh, McLaren thought about it. The fake kicks it back out to Alawu. Wes James for three, coming off. Rebounded by DeLumba. Another rebound by the young man. Jaden DeLumba looking for that second gear, and he's going to get fouled. And that looks like it's going to be another foul on McLaren. I believe that's his third. Is that on McLaren? I believe it is. And now Bristol well into the bonus. That's 18 fouls. 18 fouls for Massasoit. So Bristol will be shooting free throws the rest of the way in the first half. And DeLumba sinks that one. So Massasoit, as I was saying, a very experienced team. They have 11 sophomores, only 3 freshmen for Jim Stapleton's team. DeLumba hits both free throws. And the Bayhawks, much to their credit, they're matching up man-to-man. Three-pointer by the lefty. Oh, nothing but net. Nothing but net by Isaac Lane, showing his range. He's not just an in-the-lane player. Ure. Oh, gets it to go. Ure with the hang time. And he gets that floater to go. Ure will do that. He's got the hang time. And sometimes you don't know if he's going to pass it while he's in the air. A nice spin move by James. But he can't get it to go, and then he goes out of bounds. Couldn't hold on to it. Bristol basketball, so give Bristol credit. They've had some fight. They trailed at one time 17-2, and they've made it respectable. They're down 11 with almost 5 minutes to go in this first half. And we get a good crowd on hand. Stanley Ure. Ure falls to the ground. Ure can't make the three. And then where's the foul coming from? Okay. So we have a technical foul. Did they call the technical foul on Stanley Ure? Okay, so a technical foul, and number 22, Isaac Lane, hits the technical free throw. And Massasoit maintains possession, so the technical foul shot made by Lane. And now Massasoit trying to add to their lead, up 12 with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Driving to the basket is Isaac Lane. And Isaac Lane will step up to the line for 2. 4:53 to go here in the first half. Our next Bayhawks telecast will be next Tuesday, 7 o'clock start. Makeup game between Bristol Community College and Quincy College. So stay tuned for that. But like I said, Bristol, they need to win out and they need help. Hayden Caton pulls up in the corner, and maybe that could get the young man going. Hayden Caton with a 17-footer in the corner pulls Bristol within 12. Again, Bristol matching up. Leonard spins on Caton. Tries to finger roll it up. Loose basketball. New shot clock. Crossing over. Isaac Lane. Too hard. And that foul's going to be on number 5. Personal foul on number 5, Clayton Leonard. And this will be a 1-on-1 situation. 9 team fouls for the Warriors. 4:07 to play here in the first half. From a packed Taunton Center. Nelson DiCavallo, I talked about how much he's improved his offensive game and has become a more well-rounded player. Last year he was a big, come off the bench, defensive type player. One of those hustle guys. Came in the middle of the season and was kind of like that little punch you need off the bench. This year, he's been very instrumental in the Bayhawks offense as well. And taking it to the rack is number 5, Clayton Leonard. Gonna be able to stop him. Hayden Caton gets his shot blocked by Leonard. And the ball goes off Bristol. And Clayton Leonard getting it done on both ends. Timeout on the floor. Timeout by Coach Brian Fernandez. As Bristol has a 12 as Bristol is trailing by 12.
Here at Bristol, we are very lucky to have a great game-day operations staff. Thank you to our score table workers, Greg Medeiros, Nate Gerwanter, and Scott Fernandez. In addition, the rest of our game day operations staff, Emily Belmont and Alyssa Arujo. Our next home game for the men's basketball team will be next Tuesday the 21st at 7 p.m. as the Bayhawks host Quincy College here at our Taunton Gymnasium. Our women's basketball team will be traveling to Yukon Avery Point on Saturday at 3 p.m. and will then be playing in the first round of the Region 21 tournament on Saturday, March 4th at Holyoke.
All right, so those announcements by Coach, PA announcer, Athletic Director Jason Tazzanari. So again, the men are in action next Tuesday for their season finale against Quincy College, and the Bristol Bayhawks, the women, the next time they play will be at Yukon Avery Point, University of Connecticut at Avery Point for the Region 21 tournament. Missed by Lane. Going back the other way, and Ure kicks his own ball out of bounds. But again, Bristol hanging around. trap in the backcourt. McLaren loses it. Ure gets it to the lane. Ure goes strong. Gets it to roll around. Gets it to go down. Score the basket, and Stanley Ure will go to the line. And that's good defense. Yeah, Stanley Ure comes away with a turnover, comes away with a steal. I thought he had Jaden DeLumber for a split second. But that was the right decision to take it to the rack. And Ure completes a three-point play, and here's the trap. And that ball goes out of bounds. And it's going back in Bristol's direction. Look out below. .303 to play. So again, the Bayhawks were down last Thursday against Roxbury. They were down 12 at the half. And they made a stunning, great comeback against a very good Roxbury team. And Stanley Ure, he must have stood. Looks like he stepped out of bounds. Bristol's in the double bonus, as Massasoit has 10 team fouls now. Bayhawks still only with 5. Massasoit breaking the press. Lane. And Jaden DeLumber, they got DeLumber for the foul, number 11. Jaden DeLumber, the freshman, grabbing the arm of Mr. Isaac Lane. Sir Isaac Lane. We're making up names now. Isaac Lane, I'll tell you what, Isaac Lane and Clayton Leonard, they showed up and showed out, showed off here in the first half. All right, substitution. Bemery will come in. Second free throw is good. So Lane hits both free throws. We're coming up on the 2.5-minute mark here in the first half. Bristol sees it hanging in the balance. Hazard to Ure. Hazard found Ure on the alley-oop. And Bristol within 9. McLaren for 3, contested. No good, rebounded by Hayden Caton. Bristol looking to push the basketball. DiCarlo gets that tipped out of bounds by McLaren. So it will stay Bayhawks basketball. Aiden Rock will come in for Nelson DiCarlo. Aiden Rock took a big breather. They're going to need him. They're going to need him in the second half for sure. Caton thought about it. Step back, three-pointer. Can't knock it down. Rebounded by Lane. Ball now in the hands of Alawu. Noah Alawu. Isaac Lane misses the short jumper. Hazard looking to cut into this lead. Hazard kicks to the corner to DeLumber. And DeLumber loses it. And John McLaren comes away with it. 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Lane kicks it into the corner. Bemery in the corner. Alawu swings it. McLaren swings it into the corner. Lane loses it. Loose ball on the floor. Hayden Caton and John McLaren diving for the loose ball. And the possession arrow was in the favor of the Warriors. Not the most polished game by Bristol. Alawu takes it to the rack. Comes up short and losing it out of bounds. And Massasoit turns the ball over. And the Bayhawks have the basketball. Bristol looks to cut into that lead some more. You want to get a good possession here if you're Bristol. You want to cut into that lead a little bit more. Jaden DeLumba kicks it back out. Hazard, oh, the swing it. Stanley can't get it to fall. It's short. Rebounded by Alawu. Alawu looks up to Bremery. Oh, Bremery with the spin in the lane and lays it home. Back up 11 is the Warriors. Shot clock and the game clock is similar. Aiden Rock goes baseline. You can hold for the final shot. Ure to the rack, lays it in. Nice take by Ure. Only a few seconds, 3. And that's going to be, they're going to call a blocking foul. They're going to call a personal foul on Hayden Caton, and that's going to put the Warriors at the line for a 1-on-1 situation. I think that's the worst case scenario for Bristol. You like to go into the locker room down 9, and you still will. Hazard! And that will end the first half of this Route 24 battle between the Warriors and the Bayhawks. Halftime here, 48-39 on this sophomore night. And stay tuned for second half action. Don't go away. We'll be right back in just a little bit. at the half, as we get prepared for second half action. This is David Cardozo, and this is your Bayhawks halftime report. Okay, so the Bayhawks were led by Stanley Ure, who led all scorers for the Bayhawks with 15. Also his backcourt mate, Dion Hazard, the sophomore, he's got 12. And Nelson DiCarvalho had 6. Jaden DeLumber had 4. Leading scorers for Massasoit, leading all scorers, Isaac Lane, just being aggressive, taking it in, also showing range. And they had more of a distributed, more balanced attack. 8 points for Clayton Leonard. 7 for John McLaren, who started off hot. I mean, and there you go. And the big man, Bembury, with 5. Okay, so we're all set. We're all set here. Halftime is over. That's your halftime report. And we're back on the court. Okay, so Bristol starting off the second half with the same starting 5 they started out the game with. Aiden Rock goes baseline. Alawu now with the rebound. McLaren in the open court lays it in. All right, we're underway. Elisa Rodriguez hit the net. That's about it. And that ball goes out of bounds. Elijah Rodriguez. (50-39). If you're just joining us, 50-39, Massasoit, the Warriors with the lead. Stolen. Aiden Rock now in the open court to Dion Hazard. Hazard to a cutting. DiCarvalho can't make the layup. They're swinging into the corner. McLaren. And they're going to call a foul on Nelson DiCarvalho with a reach in. Going to the basket is Lane with the smooth floater. Okay, so apparently that wasn't a foul call. Either way, Massasoit maintained possession and scored the basket. Ure looking to get into the lane, holds on to it, and a nice pass to Aiden Rock. That's the thing with Stanley Ure. I mean, he's so imaginative with the basketball. Looks like he's going to put a shot up, and then the last second, that nice pass to Aiden Rock underneath. Lane, stolen by Nelson DiCarvalho. Carvalho, Hazard gets the bump and can't get it to go, but Dion Hazard will step up to the line for 2. You can feel the energy in this building. These two campuses separated by about 25 miles. Both with a history of very good sports programs and academics. Second free throw is good by Hazard. And Bristol, they're right in the swing of things. They're down by 9. Need some stops. Leonard drains the 3. And shots like that are killers. Come on, Stanley Yu. Stanley Yu. Way too hard. Driving to the lane and scoring the basket is Clayton Leonard. Out the pass from number 23, Isaac Sheldon. They swing it around the perimeter. DiCarvalho thought about it. Carvalho. Nice shot there by Carvalho. Nice body control, and he gets it up and in. And Bristol still hanging around. They don't want to go away. They're down by 12. That's 6 buckets. Alawu. Pass is stolen. Ure up to Hazard, to the rack, lays it in. Nice contested layup. McLaren trying to come in and block it, but Hazard lays it in. Bristol trails by 10. Lane, the jumper, and he's going to get fouled on the jumper in the paint. And I think they called the foul on Rodriguez. And Jaden DeLumba looks like he's going to sub in for Rodriguez now. Isaac Lane, I mean, he's very athletic, and he's got that nice lefty stroke from the outside. He showed his range, and he showed that free throw stroke. He hits both free throws, and Massasoit up 12. Bayhawks need to dig in. Who wants to show up and take over this game for the Bayhawks? DeLumba, jumper in the corner, he nails it. JD. Bristol, still within striking distance with a long way to go. Bristol right now in a 2-3 zone. Driving to the basket and laying it in is Clayton Leonard. Gets the basket to go, draws the foul. I believe the foul was on Aiden Rock. And Leonard lays it in. And he makes a free throw. So 3 points right there. 13-point lead. Carvalho threw everybody. Carvalho was being attacked. Had multiple defenders on him, got to the rack, but just couldn't. Oh, stolen away. Hazard, the pass to DeLumba, and he scores it. Nice pass there by Hazard, had the numbers, had DeLumba streaking to the basket. Pulls Bristol within 11. Bristol, again, their postseason hopes clinging to a thread. They need a big victory. McLaren for 3, off the mark, and that's going to be an offensive foul on the rebound over the back. And they're going to call a foul on Clayton Leonard, and that's Massasoit's 3rd team foul. So they're racking up the team fouls here in the first 5 minutes. $15 minutes to go. Second half of action. Rock in the corner to a cutting Hazard. Hazard now being double teamed. Hazard gets it inside to Ure. Ure looking to dish, but then it's stolen away. McLaren going the other way, and that ball was on the cylinder, and they're going to call a goaltend on Dion Hazard. Nice effort. I mean, McLaren was probably going to score anyway. And John McLaren starting to get his offense going. Need a sense of urgency. Good ball movement. DeLumba, 3-pointers way short, rebounded by Lane. Here's Noah Alawu. Very impressed with Alawu. I mean, Noah Alawu, you can tell he's a guy who knows who he is. He's a floor general. He's going to start the offense. 3-pointer by McLaren, and he nails it. And that's a 16-point lead. McLaren nails a 3. Again, that's one of those daggers. DeLumba pulls up from the top of the key, and he nails it. Big response there. And Coach Brian Fernandez will call a timeout after the make. 67-53, 13:37 to go here in the second half. And we'll take a little break here on FRC Media, home of the Bayhawks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. 13:37 to play here on this Thursday night. NJCAA Region 21 matchup. Leonard going all the way to the rack. Cutting, slicing through the defense. Slicing through those white shirts. Hazard crosses over. And he's going to get fouled. Let's see, I think it's going to be on... I'm not sure if they call that on McLaren or Bembury. Here's Ure. Ooh, Ure. Nice defense play by Alawu. And then has the wherewithal to drop it up to McLaren. And he gets it to go. Alawu with a nice play make right there. That's a playmaker play. DeLumba for three. Can't find the mark. And now Bristol trails by 18. Tell you what, this Bristol faithful, this Bristol crowd, they got to rally their troops. There's building lacking energy right now for a sophomore appreciation night. Shot in the corner by Lane is no good. DeLumba, nice pass. Oh, but Hazard can't lay it in. Oh, such a nice pass by DeLumba. I mean, that cut through everybody. And driving. Referee said that's no good. Why is it no good? Okay, so not sure what the call is. They wave off the basket. In the corner, T. Carallo. Kagan. Try to find Hazard, but that pass goes out of bounds. And again, Bristol, the Bayhawks, the men's team, just like the women's team, it's tough. It's tough when you only have one or two players on your bench. Or as for the women, pertaining to the women, nobody on your bench. Crossing over and taking it to the rack. Impressive drive by Isaac Lane. And now Bristol trails by 20. Leonard keeps his pivot foot, kicks it out to Hazard, and the three-pointer is no good. We got under 12 minutes to play. Here's McLaren. McLaren at the top. Lane at the top. Can't get it to go. Bembury can't get it to go. Warriors all over the offensive boards. And they get the foul. Again, Bristol just lacking so much size underneath, so much, in their front court. Isaac Lane buries that free throw. Wes James comes in. Substitution for the Warriors. Jim Stapleton, longtime coach for the Warriors. He's taken his team to Region 21 semifinals. He's taken them to the national tournament. He's had some really good teams down the way. Hazard going into traffic, and he'll draw the foul. I believe he might have got hit in the face. But Hazard's a Warrior. He'll go to the line. 11-11 on the clock. Make a wish. Deion Hazard will go to the line for two. 75-53. Hazard can't make the first free throw. Tough year for Bristol. They started off out of the gate this year. First week of the season, 3 games. First week of the season, 3 games, all at home, and they won them all. Driving to the basket, Wes James gets it stolen away by Hayden Caton. DeLumba now on the floor. Fighting for it on the floor. And it's going to be a jump ball. And it looks like the possession arrow is going to be in the favor of the Warriors. No physical jump balls on the college level. Possession arrow in the favor of the Warriors. Bristol trailing by 21, and the time is not on their side. Pulling up from the free throw line. Lane can't get it to go. And DeLumba can't pull in the rebound. It's going to go off his hands. And the Warriors will inbound with possession underneath their own basket on their baseline. 10:35 to play here in the second half. McLaren, the three-pointer, he knocks it down. And he puts that 3 number out. McLaren finding the stroke. Hayden Caton for 3. And he just keeps coming up short. Rebounded by the point guard, Noah Alawu. James spinning, fighting in the lane. Can't get the bounce. The rebound was by DiCarvalho. DeLumba hands off to Hazard in the corner. Hazard underneath. Ooh, nice kick from Rock. In the corner to Hayden Caton, who misses the shot. Nice spin move by Lane. And he gets it to go. Nice spin move on the baseline. The lefty. And just like that, it's 80-54. DeLumba for 3. Comes up short. Rebound by McLaren. And Bristol was showing some fight. They were hanging around. Got it to within 9 at one point. And going to the rack is Leonard. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by DeLumba. DeLumba all the way to the rack and lays it home. And after the make again, Coach Brian Fernandez will call a timeout. And we'll call a timeout here too. 80-56, the Warriors have the lead. And we'll be right back here on FRC Media, your Bayhawks broadcasting network. All right, we're back in action, second half, 80-56. Warriors have had, if you're just joining us, the Warriors from Massasoit Community College. I mean, they've had control of this from the onset. McLaren, number 12 there, the sophomore, hit a three, and then the Warriors off and running. Cutting to the basket is Wes James, and he can't get the layup. Ure, nice dish to DiCarvalho, who gets the layup. McLaren up to Wes James. James in the corner, number 11 for three, and he nails it. Off the bench with his first basket. Stanley Ure with a floater. That basket won't count. That previous basket off the bench, and his first time off the bench today, Anthony Holman, who's one of the freshmen on this team, hails from East Boston, Massachusetts, went to East Boston High School. Free throws by Ure. It's a 22-point lead for the Warriors, 83-61. Man-to-man defense. McLaren finds a cutting Holman, and Holman is like a scoring machine coming up the bench, the freshman. Hazard swings at Ure. DiCarvalho going baseline, he loses it. McLaren with a little stutter step. Kicks it back out. Stolen away. Hazard will lay it in. Hazard lays it in at the turnover. Bristol trails by 22. And now 7 minutes on the clock. James loves that spin move. Drops it up to Alawu. Lays it in. (87-63). Stanley Ure trying to save some clock here. DiCarvalho kicks it back up to Ure. Nice swing to Caton. And that, you got to feel for him. He's struggled so much from the field these last handful of games. (87-63). Going to the basket. Oh, knocked away. DiCarvalho comes away with it. DeLumber now in the corner for three. Short. Rebounded by Bembury. Noah Alawu, I think he does a good job at just running this offense. The offense does run through him, but he's a point guard that's not, he's looking to share the wealth with others. I'll tell you what, in Noah Alawu, he's just one of those floor generals. Like, the offense starts with him, it necessarily doesn't end with him. Not always looking to drive the lane either. But the offense starts with him, and he kind of picks his spots with how he wants to score points, but he's getting others involved. And Massasoit does a great job of sharing the wealth. Like I said, they've had a balanced attack. Much like the Massasoit women earlier today, they had a balanced attack. 5 or 6 women all getting in almost at double figures earlier today. If you missed us earlier today, the In the first part of the doubleheader, the Bristol Bayhawks women were in action. And they lost 89-29 against Massasoit Community College. The women. But the Bayhawks women, they find themselves in the Region 21 tournament, which takes place at the University of Connecticut at Avery Point. And that's going to be March 4th. The lay-in by Clayton Leonard. And this night's going to belong to Massasoit. DeLumba kicks to Ure. Ure with the fake. Back to DeLumba. Short on the jumper. That ball's still alive, and Alawu comes away with it. So Massasoit right now, get inside to 25. Back out to Lane. Lane, little stutter step. Gets his own rebound. Bembry, short jumper, it's good. Nice find there by Lane. And the big man, Bembry with the jumper. 91-63, so Massasoit. Stanley can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Leonard. Again, this Bristol team is, they're the opposite of their counterparts. They have a lot of freshmen on their team. They have a lot of freshmen that play. They have a lot of freshmen in their starting lineup. So the future is bright. And they're missing their center, Mo Sek. But Coach Brian Fernandez with definitely a good recruiting class. Jaden DeLumba, Stanley Ure, that's your backcourt for next year. Elijah Rodriguez, a three-pointer. Way off the mark. Again, it's unfortunate to see someone like Dion Hazard go. You're a leading scorer. Leonard. Bembry, the jumper. Can't get it to fall. Lane with the rebound, then he draws the foul. Foul calls, I believe, on DiCarvalho. And Sir Isaac Lane will step up to the line for two. First free throw is no good. So again, Bristol will graduate 4 sophomores. I forgot to mention that before. So Elijah Rodriguez, Nelson DiCarvalho, Dion Hazard, all being honored before today's game. Also, Braylon Johnson, a sophomore. But again, you get a lot of freshmen that are key contributors on this team. Hazard swoops to the hoop, score the basket. 3:26 to play. We'll keep it here. 92-65. Both teams with only 5 team fouls. Hopefully the referee will hold on to that whistle. Don't blow into it. 3:26 to play, 27-point lead. This game is academic. So Massasoit is coming here, and they put their talent on display here at the Taunton Center. The overall player of the game is Isaac Lane. He led all scorers at halftime with 20, and he just continued to dominate here in the second half. Been a tough year, though, for Bristol. They fought, but with troubles with injuries and then ineligibilities and things of that nature. tough to endure all that. I mean, you start off with a big roster with about 12, 13 guys, and you're whittled away to 7. 2 people on your bench tonight. I mean, that's tough to bounce back from. Coming up on 3 minutes to play. Cutting. Trying to get to the basket. Wes James loses it. Elijah Rodriguez comes away with the basketball. DiCarvalho swings it. Hayden Caton again short. Rodriguez is definitely, he's trying. That man's trying so hard to score. Appreciate that hustle. Bristol to inbound. Under their own basket. Ball goes off the lane. 13 on the shot clock. Out to DiCarvalho. Shot by Nelson DiCarvalho short. Rebounded by Rodriguez. Isaac Sheldon comes away with it and loses it in the backcourt. Number 15. So Massasoit, 12-11 overall this year in the 2022-2023 season. Floated by number 4, Hayden Caton. And Bristol calls another timeout, so 92-67, 2:20 to go in this game. Bristol down 25. Obviously not looking good. As I was saying about Massasoit, they're 12-11 overall, 11-10 in the conference. And their last game was against Quincy College, who's one of the top teams in Region 21. Talking about Massasoit, their last game was an 89-72 loss. And tonight they look for their 13th victory, and they could be very well on their way to a Region 21 tournament berth. Going to the rack is James, and he's going to get fouled. Foul looks like it might have been on Aiden Rock. It is. Yeah, so a win by Massasoit will pull them to 13-11, and they'll face Bunker Hill this Saturday for a matinee, a 12 o'clock matinee. And Bristol, their next game will be next Tuesday against Quincy College in a makeup game. First free throw is missed, Wes James. Second free throw is good. So Bristol stuck on 10 wins. They had a shot at the tournament, but the loss against Quinsigamon and the loss against Springfield Tech. After you beat Roxbury last Thursday, and which was a stunner, and then you go against a Springfield Tech team who had only won 6 games. Very winnable game, very frustrating game. Saturday night, you had a chance to possibly punch your ticket and then into the Region 21 tournament. I mean, that would have went a long way. And then Quinsigamon was a very winnable game this past Tuesday. And I want to apologize to all of our viewers, our listeners, for their last telecast. I had a situation going on back at home, personal situation, which caused me to leave the game early. And in that matchup, Quinsigamon with a big victory on the road. So the Bayhawks, they've had their chances. They had a lot of home games this month, Bristol. First free throw's good. 94-67. Bristol hung in there in the first half. I mean, they trailed by 10. They trailed by 10 or 11 at the end of the first half, and they fought for about the first 5 or 6 minutes of the second half. But then the Warriors just went away with it, man. So again, Bristol, they will drop to 10-16 with this loss. 8-14 in the conference. There was a game against Holyoke Community College on Saturday, but that game was canceled. That game was supposed to be on the road. The Region 21 tournament for the men starts next Saturday. The first round. First round starts next Saturday, and then all the Region 21 semifinals, men and women, starts the Saturday after that, March 4th. And that's to see who's going to fight for their right to get to the national tournament. Something that Bristol Community College has not done in basketball for men or women. So they're still looking for that. But again, Coach Brian Fernandez, in his third season, he's got a good group that's going to come back next year. Still one more game. And Bristol will need a lot of help if they're going to get into the tournament. I mean, basically they needed to win this one and the next one. So they're going to need a miracle. 95-67. Minute 10. To go, and the second free throw is good. And that number fit, that was, before at the free throw line, those two makes were by Major Childs. Major Childs, and he goes from Medford, New York. Again, this Massasoit men's basketball team, you got guys from Boston area, you got guys from Florida, New York. So again, Jim Stapleton, coach of the Massasoit Community College Warriors, doing a good job recruiting. Hazard hits the free throw, hits both free throws, 57.5. All right, and we'll take a break, and we'll be back for the final act, 96-69, and we'll be right back here on FRC Media, your home for the Bristol Bayhawks. Welcome back, everybody. So the final minute, or the final 55 seconds now of this one. I don't know why Bristol waits for, they wait till now to trap. Bristol looking for that steal and for that 27-point shot. Three-pointer by Holman. Long rebound by Nelson DiCarvalho. Pass intercepted by Holman. Holman, and he loses it out of bounds. But they're going to say it's off Bristol. We're winding down the string. Backcourt violation by Childs. It'll be Bristol basketball. Wish we had a more exciting, more closer game for you. For all of you out there, but stay tuned for one more Bristol Bayhawks game, the regular season finale on Tuesday against Quincy College, who's a very good team. And Bristol will be looking to play spoiler. And they'll be looking to get a huge upset. Rodriguez can't get it to fall. And that will end it. Massasoit improves to 13-11. The Bristol Bayhawks will go to 10-16, and they got one more game on their schedule, and we'll have that next Tuesday on our live stream on our YouTube platform. Okay, so for David Cardoza and Steve Reese, the final score from the Taunton Center, 96-69. Massasoit is victorious. And you all have a great Thursday night. Have a great weekend, everybody. You've been watching Bristol Bayhawks basketball here on FRC Media. Good night, everybody.